Welcome to Todd Miller TV. I'm joined here today with Rob Jenson. Rob, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Todd.
So, Rob is a prominent real estate agent in Las Vegas, works a lot of the high-end market, and he's also a prominent video blogger. He's got his own video blog. And so, Rob, it was probably 3 or 4 years ago we were on a radio show together talking about the real estate market, and I don't think we knew back then what was going to happen and where we were going to be today.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody knew back then. Maybe just a handful that shorted the whole market.
Okay, so kind of going forward, all we can really do is look at what we know right now with this going on in the market. So from everything that you've seen, all the data, if someone came up to you and said, is the market going up, is it going down, how would you break that out and explain it?
First, what I've always said, regardless of whether the market was going up, down, sideways, or whatever, is to look at your specific product class. Because the just to say the market as a whole, it doesn't necessarily apply. Whether you could be looking at cheap investor properties where demand's strong, or you can talk more about that, or it could be at a $10 million home where the demand's soft. So what I usually look at is, hey, based on what you're looking for, how many are for sale, and how many are selling, and how often, to kind of determine the supply and demand in that market. And if you've got 20 homes available and one sells every other month, that's a 40-month supply. So to me, that clearly says the prices are going down. And in some cases, there's no supply, or very little supply and strong demand, where that might be having prices trying to go up, but maybe battling appraisals.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think the big answer as a whole is that I don't see prices going up next year. I mean, you've got too many short sales and foreclosures and all those that are just going to keep the appraisals down and the buyer mentality down. And so I really don't see things going up. I see in different parts of the market some softness where things could definitely go down. But more than anything, I'd say don't just say, oh, things are going down or things are going to stay flat. Actually look at what you're looking at. If you're looking for a rare Lamborghini, you might have to pay more than the market. But if you're buying a Honda where there's 200 of them for sale, you might get a super good deal.
Okay, so let's break this into 3 categories. We'll start with the high end. And now, believe it or not, only 10% of all sales were over 300 grand. So when I say high end, I don't mean 300 above. I really mean 500, 600. We're talking about maybe the top 5% of the market. Where do you see the number of, you were talking about inventory.
Yeah.
The amount of inventory versus the amount of sales, what does that look like?
Well, yeah, first of all, it's funny you mentioned that, because I was reading a book where they said to break down what's, quote, luxury real estate, that's either the top 10% of sales or the top 20% of what's for sale. And it was the top 10% of sales was $275, and the top 20% of what's for sale went all the way down to $234. So looking at a couple neighborhoods in specific, for example, we've got Canyon Fairways and Eagle Hills, which are guard-gated custom home communities in Summerlin. And last time, probably about a couple weeks ago, I looked at the numbers. Both neighborhoods had about 14 homes on the market, and both neighborhoods were averaging about 1 sale every other month. So if you take 1 sale every other month, if no more homes came on the market, for those, it would take 28 months to sell those 14 homes. So that's over 2 years.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Now, to me, that tells me that sort of product class is soft, meaning that the demand, there's a lot of supply and low demand, which that's simple economics, which means those prices will go down.
Okay, I agree with that.
So, but yet there's always sort of the exception. So you can't just say, oh, Eagle Hills, the prices are going down, I'm going to wait. Because in any neighborhood, there's a home that comes on that's maybe significantly more upgraded than the rest. Or, for example, you've got short sales selling in the Ridges for below $300 a foot. But there was one that just came on, and it wasn't a short sale, and it sold for $540 a foot in less than a month. So, and it was an amazing, spectacular home. So if you're just sitting back waiting for prices to go down, or waiting to pay, that's not necessarily the best strategy if you're looking for your dream home. Okay. So overall, I think it's still going to be a flat to declining year in 2011.
Okay.
But I say don't sit back and just wait. You know, hey, meet with your agent, sit down, look at the numbers, trying to come up with an educated, you know, guess other than just reading the papers or talking to your friends.
And I completely agree about reading the papers because, one, they quote national numbers, which don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Who cares? Why are we getting lumped in with Arizona and Florida? And even when they quote Las Vegas, a lot of times they're quoting predictions. Oh, they're going to go down 10%. Well, it's possible that the house that you buy could go up 5%. Somebody else's house could go down 20%, and an aggregate net result is that overall values fell. But that's not, you know, most people don't care about what overall values are. They just care about that one house. I can tell you, listing a lot of REO, low-end stuff, we're talking about most of our properties are 150 and under. A lot of cash offers are coming in because these investors go, wait, this house is 80 grand. I can rent it for $1,100. There's no HOA. That's, you know, a 25% return on my money. I can just buy the thing cash. I'm getting a better return than I'm getting in an IRA or a savings account.
No, absolutely. So the moral of the story is at least sit down with a real estate professional. Everyone likes to put the cart before the horse, which is, you know, just start running around looking at properties or not do anything because of what you read. Like, hey, sit down with Todd, me, a professional, look at some numbers, get a little analytical about it, and kind of at least come up with a educated forecast. I mean, nobody knows for sure, just like nobody knew for sure what was going to happen, but at least put a little thought into your strategy.
Perfect. If they want to follow your video blog, where do they go?
Just find it on our website at thejensongroup.com, and that's Jenson.
Okay, and then also you can follow me on Twitter at Las Vegas Todd. You can also follow Rob at Rob Jenson. Thanks for tuning in, and see you on the next episode.